It's December 2018 and we still have a bunch of phones to review. I mean, what's happening? Asus alone has launched at least 5 phones this year, and the latest one is the Zenfone Max Pro M2. Since it's a really long name, I'm going to be calling it Chintu here on. Hi, I'm Nandini, Tech2's resident internet wali, and this is the video review of the Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now, if you look at the phone, the design is lovely with the whole metal finish, but it has this plasticky build which sort of hurts the feel of the phone. The back of the phone gets a lot of smudges, so probably it's ideal that you use the clear case that comes bundled with the phone. Now, when you turn the device around to see the display, here's a very interesting thing. This phone is around 17,000 rupees for the highest variant. This is the first phone in this price segment to come with Corning's latest and greatest glass. The Max Pro M2 has a 6.3-inch display which has nice and crisp colors, almost at par with the Redmi Note 6 Pro, which means it's one of the best displays out there in this price segment. This means that watching videos, playing games is all a lot of fun on this phone. But when we reviewed the device, we realized that there is a slight niggle with the display's responsiveness, where sometimes the touch or tap goes unregistered. Now we talk about the chipset. This has the Snapdragon 660 processor with 3 variants. There's a 3GB, 4GB and 6GB RAM variant. Phone is pretty good when it comes to multitasking, switching apps and editing pictures. However, when you play games, especially heavy games like PUBG and Asphalt 9, the phone struggles there a little bit. Software end, it's pretty good. It has a stock Android OS with Zen UI on it, and it works pretty nice. Very simple animations, looks very neat. Now, how's the camera of the Zenfone Max Pro M2? So this is one of the biggest competitors of the Redmi Note 6 Pro. So let's talk about the rear camera of this phone first. So the M2 has a dual camera setup at the back, which is a 12 and a 5 megapixel sensor. Now the daylight pictures of the phone are pretty good, great color reproduction, good portrait shots, but sometimes in the portrait mode, it totally flushes out the background and makes it all white. That's kind of weird. Night shots of the phone aren't very good, especially when you compare it to the Redmi Note 6 Pro. That one does pretty good. Low light also has a little noise problem, so you'll always find a picture a little grainy somewhere or the other. On the front, the M2 has a 12 megapixel sensor. Again, very good colors and everything, but the lack of portrait mode really hurts here. Now, if we talk about the battery, that's one really good feature about this phone. It has a 5000 mAh battery and it easily lasts you about 2 days or 2.5 days, depending on your moderate to heavy usage, how you use your device. Although, I think it would have been a perfect package if it also came with a fast charger. Right now, this phone takes about 2.5 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. To wrap up what works for this phone, a good battery life, a clean stock Android UI, great display, but what doesn't work is the design doesn't look very upmarket, I would say. The low light and night photography and the gaming experience. So if your budget is strictly between 13 to 15,000, then probably you could go for the lower variants, the 3GB and 4GB RAM variants of the Max Pro M2. But if you're okay with spending a little extra, I would say just go for the Poco F1. It's only the best phone under 20k. Do tell us what you think about our Zenfone Max Pro M2 review, or if you think the Redmi Note 6 Pro is still the device for you. Do not forget to read Shomik's full review on tech2.com. If you haven't already, subscribe to Tech2's YouTube channel. Keep watching and sharing our videos. Bye-bye.